Here we are at 3570 Granby Court in Loveland. Neighborhood is fantastic, super quiet, really tucked in here. Can't hear the road at all. Actually pretty far away from the road as well. Exteriorly, it is in need of a full repainting around the home. A lot of chipping paint, just for an example. Along the beam here, and there's multiple spots like this, so it is at that point where I think it does need a full repaint. Garages are in good shape. They're definitely original to the home. There is some checking in the concrete and some just cracks from settling. Nothing major, but just something to note. They did at one point do some sealing around the cracks, the expansion joints on the concrete, but those have kind of peeled up and are looking kind of bad at this point. You can kind of see it along there. Got some oil stains, typical things like that, settling here and there, but nothing too crazy on the driveway. Exteriorly, it looks decent. Hard to see the roof, but the roof from a couple spots doesn't look too bad. I know we talked about it being pretty new on that from a 2024 hailstorm, so it's something just to note there. Looks decent from at least here. Coming up here, landscape's definitely gonna need some mowing here at some point. It looks like someone is still living here. It might be like a son or something like that, but hard to tell. But he's living in the basement right now, which is unfortunately looks like it's kind of been destroyed. Other little spots just up along this little trim line. Pretty much all the windows need a little bit of work done to them as well on the trim. Let me back it back out there. A little bit of settling here as well. They've tried to do some seal work on it, just didn't do a very good job with it. And then we'll show you the side parts of the yard. Yard would need a little bit of a revamp. Doesn't look like it's been taken care of for a while. It is sloped down. It's not too bad of a slope, but just something to note there as well. I'm just going to do a quick walk around it. Good size yard, fenced in the back, but not fenced on the side. So the neighbors do kind of a split yard on both sides between the neighbors. I believe you can do a fence there, but obviously they didn't need to. Again, good size lot. Big mature trees around the home. Some of them are overhanging the roof. So just another little thing to note there as well. Like I said, can't hear the road at all as I'm walking around here. You got two decks on the back of the home. The exterior on the rear looks a lot better than the front does, but the window seals and trim around the windows are where it's definitely needing some work. Deck looks okay. They had one of the doors fully locked where I could not get access to it, so I think there is maybe some work that needs to be done. Let's give you a little look at the undercarriage of the deck here. I'm not seeing any rotted boards or anything like that, but the deck hasn't been stained in years. It's all whitewashed out wood at this point, so the decks would definitely need some extra work later down the road. Windows themselves all look like they're in okay condition, and this is the deck that was locked where I can't get access to. Doesn't look terrible underneath there. No weird decay or anything like that. This one's held its stain a little bit better. But in terms of windows, windows look okay. They're definitely original to the house as well. I think there's a couple just looking at the back here where they have some, maybe some issues on the exterior where they've been beat up and could use a restaining or repainting. But good overall size backyard. Hard to tell if they have an irrigation system here. Maybe when I get into the garage, I'll be able to take a quicker look at that. Mature landscaping throughout. Got some big pine trees here along this side of the house, which is towards the west side. All the neighbors do take really well care of the house. This is definitely one of the houses that are less cared for, and from what I've seen as I drove around, and I took a little video for it as well that I'll put in the video for you so you can take a look at that as well. Here's the west side of the house. We were just going around the east side before. Kind of having a duck here, so the video might not be total quality as I kind of make it around here. The sun ain't making it easy either. We're gonna head up the west side of the home here. West side of the home looks way better too than the front. There's only one window. All the screens look like they need to be replaced here at some point. Don't see any weird damage up top around the roof line. There are some boards along this side that are starting to show some decay and wear. Looking around the entire foundation, I haven't seen any major foundation cracks or anything that has concerned me. Walking around the house, didn't feel any unlevelness or soil shifting there inside the home. Really, it's just basically mainly on the concrete pad on the front here. Front of the home faces to the south. Rear of the home faces towards the north. We're going to start heading inside here now. They have some weird screen that fell off there. Looks like it's to one of the side windows and just hasn't been put back up. But this is what I was kind of talking about, where all the windows just need a little bit of paint. If we can get a better look at that. It's just all the paint's chipping away, so like I was saying, the full exterior just needs a paint job. Hole right there where probably used to be one of the old doorbells. Coming inside though, it does smell like they did a fresh new paint job on the entire exterior here. As you come into the house, it does have the vaulted ceilings as you come in to the foyer area. They did change the flooring out here on the main living area. Other than the original hardwood floors, this probably just got beat up as being the main entrance in. As you come into the main entrance, you do have a front room here. Wood looks solid here. Obviously, I don't know what it looks like underneath the carpet. This is a great size room. Easily could be a nice reading room, hangout room, or even a front office if need be. Windows up front look solid. There's no, seal breaks or anything like that. And interiorly, they all look like they're in okay shape. They are the wooden framed windows, dual pane. There is no light in the ceiling in this room, so this one would definitely be one you need to have lamps in it that are. And from what I can tell, they are not controlled by a light switch, unless they had some that they just didn't use. It's maybe behind the couch, but I don't see any flipped upside down light switches. We'll check the upstairs next, but carpet going upstairs is in solid condition. There's some just small major issues where you've seen furniture hit and damage the side of the drywall there. Other than that, everything else is looking pretty solid. Handrail is looking good. The carpet upstairs looks like it was put in not too long ago as well. Coming into the main dining room area. Easily could fit probably a 12-person table in here. No problems. Windows in here also look pretty solid as well. Couple outlets missing. Flooring in here also looks good. And when I say good, I mean it could use a refresh, but it's not like I'm seeing major damage or anything like that. But It does look like the stain is starting to wear off a little bit in some spots, but it's not like you can see trails where people have been walking with wet shoes over and over again. They just look a little faded, and there's some little scratches here and there, but nothing like where dogs are running around and being crazy. First two rooms are off the front, so they do face towards the south here. Ceiling in here is a little bit lower than the rest of the house, or compared to the front room and that front little office book room. These are 8-foot ceilings. Those are probably closer to 10-foot ceilings, and then the main foyer is probably closer to 12 to 13 feet. First thing we'll swing into, we'll go this way first. You kind of have that weird pocket where you have the two entrances, depending on which way you want to go. Make a decision. So kind of a funky way to do that, but there's obviously supports there for the framing of the home. Paint color in here is a very light tan, nothing crazy. Coming into the kitchen, things look pretty good in here. A couple good scratches on the floor. I mean, on the light you can kind of see it, one right there. That's probably about a 3-foot scratch into the floor. Definitely a DIY homeowner kitchen upgrade. Definitely on the countertops. It's the butcher block. They bought them from Home Depot and put them in, not in the best way. I'll show you that here in a second. A little breakfast nook area here that faces towards the back of the house. They did do a little fancy little wall there, but again, homeowner DIY where it just wasn't done very well. Some of the wood is popping in and out. It's not even looking. There's some weird gaps in it that aren't even, and they didn't do any of the caulking around where they did the nail gun. But the biggest issue I have with this is that they did this same type of material there as they did on the countertops or the cabinets here. But they just left this big gap, so they didn't actually finish it off. So right here you can see the original cabinetry, and they just overlaid that around it. Not sure why they wouldn't have brought it all the way up to the top, but it just looks kind of junky there. All these cabinets look like they were original to the home. They just did a little bit of painting on them. It looks like they did it the legit way. They didn't just take a paintbrush to them. They actually had them sprayed, so they look in pretty decent shape in terms of cabinetry work. On this side, the other side not so much. Big old gap in between the dishwasher and the cabinet, so didn't finish that off correctly either. And just I have a little issue with having butcher block countertops. It's a cheap way of replacing countertops versus going in and putting granite and quartz. They probably spent a couple $100 on these pieces. I've done it for my rentals, and so it's just something that, you know, is a quick fix. Sink is solid. Put a decent sink in there. Electric oven, electric stovetop. A little range hood that does vent out to the exterior. Let's see if they painted the inside of these. They actually painted the inside. So insides also are painted white. They have some outlets in them as well. They actually look pretty decent. They're not like deep cabinets, so storage in here is going to be a little bit limited. Floor in the kitchen's more beat up than probably the rest of the home. People spend their time up here. Interesting little nook here that you can put like a rolling cart or make your own little coffee shop. Looks like they took the cabinets out there for some reason. LG, man, having a brain fart there for a second. LG stove and oven. KitchenAid dishwasher, and then Frigidaire air fridge. Fridge actually looks, yep, brand new. So that is brand new. It is a shorter fridge and a pretty thin fridge, just because of how they had the pocket set up. They could have gone a little bit bigger, but obviously they were trying to fit it in there pretty well. And then this will be your pantry area for the home. So these shelves have the rings on the sides so you can move them up and down based off of what height you want them at. But the pantry is definitely limited. They did put soft close on these. And then these ones right here are all rollouts, so you can pull them out and each separately. Overall cabinets, like I said, are in pretty decent shape. Looks like they actually put some time and money and energy into those. Here's your laundry room. Washer dryer not included, of course. That's obviously what the cabinets used to look like in the kitchen, just for your reference. This is going to be your quarter bath in here. Another homeowner DIY project in here. Laminate flooring. Laminate flooring is not in bad condition though. They did upgrade the toilet, but I think this is probably one of the silliest sink designs I've ever seen. They put a little natural stone just around it, over the top of laminate, and then put a copper sink in there. Doesn't look the greatest, so take it as your own. And then this is just a linen closet in here. I'll show you that really fast. Nothing spectacular, but at least get you an idea of what it looks like. And that door's not on its hinge, so I'll have to fix that here in a minute. Coming back out, we'll check out the primary bedroom that is on the main floor. We'll hit the garage afterwards. Primary bedroom's great. I mean, it's a great size. Brand new carpet in here, just like it is upstairs, or relatively brand new carpet. I like having the big windows, big open door here as well that goes out to that one deck that is locked, so I can't go out there without the key. But in here, it's got somewhat slightly vaulted ceilings. King size bed for reference for you. This does face towards the west and the north of the home. You do have a little view of your neighbors from the primary. So keeping those windows down at night would be very helpful, or the blinds at least. Updated ceiling fan and light. Not the biggest fan of those. They do not put out very much light, so just a heads up there. Otherwise, everything else in here is decent. You got a different trim that I just noticed. So this has the old original trim in it, which is a 1/4 inch trim on it. Nothing crazy about it. It's in decent shape in here. And then out front in the main area, they did upgrade that trim to a 2.5, 3 inch trim. Primary bathroom, upgraded LPV flooring in here. Oakwood cabinetry, laminate tops, updated faucets at some point in life. You got the big old built-in tub with jets. You do have the skylight as well in here. Really, I don't see any issues on the skylight, moisture or anything like that we've seen in other ones. Then you do have the shower here. This has definitely had some good use to it. There's a little chip on the fiberglass. I don't know if I can do this here. Right down here by my foot. And then it just needs a really good deep cleaning on it. They also took the shower head for some reason. Got your own bathroom, pocket doored away here. This is pretty tight. I'd probably feel a little claustrophobic in there, but they did at least upgrade the toilet to the oval toilet. And it's also got that little cabinet in there as well. And then the walk-in closet here. Lighting is going to be awful because it's got one of the old halogen lights. So I do apologize about the weird coloring. But they got some shelving in here. It's not like a massive walk-in closet, but it's decent enough. If you need to, you can lock your closet up so people can't get into it as well. They got a keyed lock pad there. Upgraded the 2 lights above the mirror here. Did a pretty poor job on that as well. They left a little gap right here where they moved the light for some reason. And I'm guessing it's because these lights would have been touching, and then they really moved the light on this one and left a big old hole there. So a couple of these projects where you can just tell the homeowner did it. Not spectacular work. I give them probably like a B minus, maybe a C on some of the stuff that they've done. I take that as a grain of salt though, because that's just my opinion. Heading into the laundry room again, that brings you into the 3-car garage. Large 3-car garage. Great garage space. Easily could fit 2 big trucks in here, as well as another 3rd big truck. Have plenty of old cabinetry as well for storage. Bike rack stay. They do have an irrigation clock over there. Just doesn't look like the irrigation has been running for a while. Concrete in here looks solid. A couple small hairline cracks in here, but nothing to where I'm worried about it. Garage doors on the interior actually look like they're in pretty good shape here. No issues where I see cracking or problems. Even the seals are not too bad. You got a little gap on that side, but that's pretty minimal compared to like what my garage has. They did put a new Craftsman motor in on the main 2-car garage door, but they did leave the original Raynor garage door opener on this one. It is deplugged, so I don't know if it works or not. These are the old pulley cable systems on this one, so this is definitely a very older unit, where this one is an upgraded unit, so that one probably doesn't have nearly as much problems and probably isn't as loud. Here's some of the old stuff that they pulled out of the house to upgrade some of it. Some extra paint, extra materials. Back through the garage into the kitchen area. Just give you one more peek there. There's that quarter bath again for the main floor for guests. And then we're back in front here after doing our circle run. Just coat closet right behind the dining room area and just off the front of the house here. We'll go check upstairs really quick and show you that area, and then show you the basement. Basement's in pretty rough shape, just to give you some foreshadowing, so get yourself prepared for that. I'm not sure if they're willing to do any work. It looks like they started doing work down there, but still looks like there's someone that lives there. Coming upstairs, you can smell the carpet's brand new in here too as well. Got the old intercom system if you want to, call people from upstairs to downstairs. Attic access as well. Give you a quick view of the backside here, so you know what it kind of looks like. Coming into these bedrooms, these definitely are smaller, so be just aware of that. This is probably 12 by 12, maybe 12 by 13. Faces towards the front of the house, so faces towards the south. This window definitely has seen better days, so that one probably would need a little bit of love or replacement at some point. Smoke alarms, all are definitely original to the home. They have not been replaced either. Closets are your 2.5 foot deep, about 6 foot long closets in this room. All the doors are your basic, very cheap Home Depot hollow core doors. Bathroom that's shared up top here. Another laminate countertop. Same LPV flooring as the basement. Same light as down in the basement. Again, done very poorly. This one, at least they put a patch job over it, but definitely a homeowner DIY patch job. And the backsplash on this was definitely homeowner DIY as well. They did not grout anything, and they put some interesting tiles in there that do not match and have some pretty big gaps. In here you got your little closet just for storing linens. You got your toilet. They did not upgrade this toilet, so that's the old toilet. Very small round ones that are never fun to use. And then you got your shower here. Same kind of one as the the primary one, other than the fact that it's got the tub up here. This looks like it's seen some better days as well. Definitely would need some deep cleaning on it, but still probably usable. Got the boob light up here for the light, so they did not upgrade that. They do have the fan here, as well as a vent for bringing in for heat and cool air. Going into the second bedroom here. This one's probably about the same size. Most of these are probably more meant for like queen size beds. You could put a king in here, but it's going to be tight. This window, which is on the north side of the house, is in way better condition. There is no fans in these bedrooms. They did these kind of unique wicker basket lights. That is a new smoke alarm in here at least. Same closet size. Definitely tighter bedrooms up here for sure. They were definitely trying to squeeze in as many bedrooms as you possibly could. And this one, just to show you, looks over the backyard. We'll go to the last bedroom here. Same size bedroom as all the other ones. So with the primary being downstairs, these three bedrooms I wouldn't say are the best bedrooms for an adult to be in. Great for kids, but definitely would not put this in the size of rooms that adults would be comfortable with, especially with the shared bathroom. Window here also looks good. Screen is popped out, but other than that, looks pretty solid. New smoke alarm in here as well. And that really takes care of the upstairs. I think biggest thing there is just the small bedrooms and the shared bath. If you ever had guests over or anything like that, you'd be sharing and could use a little updating in the bathroom. All right, we'll head out to the last part here, which is the basement. Like I said, this is the roughest part. Smells like animals down here. Carpet is ruined, so it looks like they are pulling it up. But they did recently repaint the walls in here as well. Coming down relatively steep stairs right here, which the lighting's not helping. This is really tight, so I have to duck every time I walk down here. Coming off to the left, you got an unfinished space, storage. You can see, I don't see too much issues where I saw water sitting. I see a little staining right there. But overall, nothing I can really say where it's like I can really see many issues. You got a little bit of whitening over there in that corner as well. Because when I first came down here, it feels really humid. It doesn't feel like it's ventilated at all down here. Could be because no one's living here anymore, or they're doing work and getting rid of the carpet. But you can see they've ripped around all the edges of the carpet, and I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe it was just so that they can paint. But they did expose all that, and they are ripping this carpet up from what it looks like. And it's probably for the painting. It's just, I've never seen someone do that versus just tearing the carpet out and then painting. Same color down here as upstairs. Updated smoke alarms in here as well. This is a newer hot water tank. I did not get a date on it because it doesn't, but it's really filthy in here. I mean, they got just about a half inch of, oh, that's very blurry, a half inch of dust that's covering over the top of that. Pretty original furnace. Last time it was checked was in 2024 for just a full furnace and AC tune-up. But it's pretty dirty in here, so I think these things have been run pretty hard. So I think in this house, I would just look at the idea of probably looking at replacing them at some point, or running them until they die pretty much, and then getting some new ones. Like I said, all the carpet's going to be taken out of here from what I can see. You can always make the basement your primary if you want to, since it is a walkout. But this would be a decent primary room. The ceiling in here is probably only around 7 foot tall, so just a heads up there. but it does have a closet, has windows for emergency exits. So this is a great size room for a bedroom. Easily could fit a king down here, but also no ceiling fan as well. And with this being a walkout, you do get access to the backyard from here. So pretty nice on that. I've always liked walkout basements for certain reasons. You do have some crazy settling happening right here. This is just a laminate that has been rolled over the top, and it looks like this floor, and I can feel it more as I've walked down here, where you can feel it sloping more that direction. So maybe when they poured that concrete pad, they threw off some of the home in terms of settling, and so that corner has sunk a little bit right there, but it doesn't feel like it's affected the other floors of the house. Kind of an interesting room here with the support beam in the middle. This is a pretty hard room to use. I don't know how you'd set it up for a TV or anything like that. So definitely a little bit of a challenge on that. Here's your bathroom for downstairs. Laminate flooring as well. Oval upgraded toilet. Shower in there is decent. Shower head's pretty short, so pretty tough to get anything, you know, for even I think for you, I don't know if you would fit underneath that or not. Linen closet in here as well. Like I said, it still looks like someone is living here or they got kicked out of the home here. Not sure what happened. They do have a little bit of a slanted ceiling here as well. It's going to be hard to see in the, oh, there we go, in the video, but it does feel tight in here. And then last bedroom, this is where this person's living. This is definitely where most of the smell is coming from. But all the carpet in here needs to be replaced as well. Windows down here aren't in bad shape. This is a little bit taller of a ceiling. It's probably like 7'5", 7'6". That's a queen bed for reference. So again, easily could put a king bed in here. But just definitely needs some love. Closet in here is just 2.5 foot deep, about 7 foot wide on that one. Lighting in here is awful. They do not have good lighting down here, so I apologize for that. And then last thing here is just another empty area, unfinished. Sub pump, main water line, irrigation water line. There is definitely no radon down here, so just something to be aware of. And that's about it. Hopefully this video is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions on the place. Neighborhood is solid. This is a great neighborhood. It's quieter. It is an older age range. Just even when I was driving around, most people are probably in their 50s and 60s, at least from the people I saw. So something to be aware of there. But other than that, nothing crazy else I can really tell you on that end. So let me know if you like it. Let me know what your concerns are. Pretty much everything in here is original, other than some of the stuff they've done in the kitchen. Other than that, in the carpet upstairs. But other than that, everything else is decent. So just let me know if this is something that would be worthwhile, or you think it's a little overpriced, because definitely in my opinion, I think this is overpriced significantly. I know it's got the square footage. I know they've done some updates, but the updates are pretty tough. The second floor is pretty tough, and the basement just definitely needs some work. So let me know. I've talked too much at this point, so we'll be in touch. All right, bye. I totally forgot to show you the living room, so I do apologize. So living room is fully separated from everything else. Everything in this house has the old school separation feel. So there's your kitchen right there. And then your living room is separated by a door entryway. They do have a ceiling fan in here, which is great. They do have access to the deck here. They also have this one shut off to where you can't gain access to it. My guess is they don't want anybody stepping on it because of structural issues, or just the possibility of someone having a problem and falling through it. Gas fireplace. Carpet in here is solid as well. This is actually a pretty nice room. Probably one of my favorite rooms out of the entire house, other than maybe that front living room area. Totally forgot to share this with you, so I do apologize. So I'll throw this in at the end of the video. Give you one last look here really quick. But it's a great space. I mean, kind of hard for a sectional couch, but if you had some unique couches like these guys have, you can make the space pretty entertaining. All right, hopefully that helps. Bye.